sorted now. How many people have ever been on a diet? Yeah, a fair few. How many people are thinking, it's possibly about time that I started another one? Okay. And how many out there are just thinking, give me a break, it's winter, surely I get 3 months off having to think about this. Anyone out there? Absolutely. So I think what we know is that health is important. That's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? That we know that we've got to be healthy. It is important, something that we need to do. But sometimes what we know and what we do are two different things. And sometimes even, and a lot of people say to me, you know, I just have my motivation kind of goes a bit like this. So sometimes we're kind of quite surprised by what might motivate you. And a couple of weeks ago, one of my girlfriends said to me, she said, unfortunately, her husband passed away suddenly. And she said, Lisa, you know, this has been the impetus I need to start getting physically active and physically fit and start looking at my weight. She said, I'm quite worried about my daughter. She said, this is something that I thought, you know, this might shake her. You know, you've got to do something about this. But her daughter actually was not that interested in looking at her weight or her health. And so my friend was quite baffled by that, thinking surely such a tragic event would be enough to shake her out of her apathy. But interestingly, a couple of weeks later, she came to me and said, funny thing, Lisa, my daughter is actually now working on her health. She's starting to lose weight and it's making it happen. She said what happened was she was asked to be bridesmaid in a wedding. You know, it's interesting. So sometimes I think we expect that health is going to be a big motivator for action. But in actual fact, it's not. So I wonder what would make you guys motivated to be active for your health. So today, what I'm going to talk to you about, I've only got 25 minutes, so I can't certainly solve the world's problems, but I can give you a few ideas. So I'm going to cover 3 things. One is, why would you bother? Well, you're busy enough. How do I squeeze something else in? What are the benefits for your business into being healthy? Secondly, I'd like to talk about the things that could go wrong. What can go wrong? And thirdly, just to leave you with a couple of tips about, what can you do? What can you do today or tomorrow that's going to actually act and improve your health? So when we think about business and we think about health, the number one thing that we look at when we're looking at health is, let me ask you this question. How do you choose your friends? What qualities do you choose in your friends? If they're good friends, sense of humour, reliability, trust, caring, that kind of stuff. How do you choose a business? What sort of things do you think about when you're choosing a business? So it might be knowledge, reliability, again, trust, some enthusiasm. But what does that look like? So what does that actually look like? So if you're choosing a business and you're trying to get business as a business person, what are those things that you value in a business person? How do you actually portray that in an instant? And it's interesting because this is where image comes in. And please remember, I'm not talking about everyone needs to be thin. Maddie Tabara, have a look at her. She's elegance personified, not thin. What I'm talking about is that inner confidence. And so I think it's an important thing that is underrated. As a dietitian, I know that people expect me to look a certain way. As a financial advisor, I want you to have a better car than mine. Otherwise, seriously, what are you doing? You know? So we have expectations about what we want people to be looking like for it to do business with. And that became very evident to me when I was a student dietitian. I was, as you do when you're a student, you're watching things and you're watching and learning. And the lady I was following around, it's like, wow, she's amazing. She knows her stuff. She knows how to cook. She knows all the nutrition. She knows how to coach. She knows how to do everything. And so I was really amazed by her. And one of the things that we were doing in our student placement was going on a supermarket tour. So we were walking around the supermarket with this lady. And I'm just, wow, she even knows everything about all the products in the supermarket. She's amazing. And then we're walking through, and this lady, a member from the public, because of course it was a public supermarket tour, she gives me an elbow and she said, she clearly doesn't practice what she preaches. It's like, wow, okay. So very early on in my career, it became very evident that this is important what I look like, not what I know. Bizarre, but this is sometimes how people choose what they're going to be looking for. So when we're talking about how health can benefit your business, it can give you that inner confidence. We're always marketing, aren't we? So when someone goes up to you and says, how's your business? You go, fantastic, it's amazing, even if it isn't. You've got to say, yeah, it's good. But it's harder to fake that inner confidence, isn't it? People can sometimes see that. And so it's that inner confidence that health can give you. One of my clients came in the other day and she had been struggling with weight for a long time. She said, Lisa, I put our plan into action. You know, I'm now exercising. And she was full, brimming over with confidence. So this is something that health can give you, that it can be a vital tool to attracting people to your business. Now, I'm just going to ask a question of you now. How many people in your normal working day get distracted by what you're not doing about your health? What you should be eating, how much exercise you should be doing, and you just get slightly off track. Anyone? Anyone in the day? Yeah. I did a bit of a survey on Facebook and it was yes, 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 yes. So we've got statistics from Work Health, and I'm going to read these because it basically says, this is talking about employee wealth and staff and health and wellbeing. It says employee health and wellness initiatives are forecast to reduce absenteeism by 11 to 15%, reduce injury by up to 5%, improve presenteeism by 3 to 5%. That means that you are working more productively. These are employees, so imagine how your productivity is going to be improved by investing in your health. And one of my clients summed it up beautifully, and she said, Lisa, now that I'm actually doing what I feel I should be doing, I've got so much more time. So imagine if you didn't have to take those times out of your day going, oh, damn it, you should have been doing that. Productivity, confidence. And of course, the last thing is the most obvious. You know, you need to be well to run a business. What happens if you're sick, even a cold? What happens? You know, all week I've been thinking, oh my God, my kids are going, I've got a sore throat, Mum. And I'm thinking, no, not yet, just leave me be, get me to Wednesday. You know, if you fall down, even for a day, your business suffers. So if you're having a focus on health, then this helps you run your business better. But what about when you retire? Aren't we working in our own business? Yes, for the flexibility, but of course we want to make some money for a comfortable retirement. How many stories do you hear on the day people retired that all of a sudden, well, they drop dead, God forbid, but they get diagnosed with something, and how can you have a healthy retirement with a chronic illness? So again, it is looking about making some commitments to yourself and saying, yeah, this is something that's important for my business now. But sometimes things get in the way. Let me show you a couple of things, and I want you to see if you're seeing yourself in this. So imagine it's a new day. Today I'm going to exercise. I will go for a walk, or I will go to the gym. Whatever it is that you've set yourself, I'll do this. I'm going to do this. Yep. And you're driving home. It's like, okay, geez, it's been a long day. Very, very tired, and oh, damn it, I said I was going to do some exercise today. Damn. Ooh, do you know me? Really, your day has been incredibly long. You are so tired. If you keep working this hard, you're going to run yourself into the ground. Just give yourself a day off. You're like, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea actually, but wait. Seriously, you know, this is something you want to be doing for yourself. You really want to be focusing on your health. You really should just do this. You can relax later. You're in there, yeah, that's very true. That's true. I can relax later. But he always has the last word. Seriously, relax later. You're not likely to get to sit down till 9:30 as it is. And anyway, you said you were going to do this every day. You've already stuffed up. You didn't do it last night. How about we just start afresh next week? And so you go, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, and I might just sit down. But the next day, renewed vigour. That is it. I am not eating any more chocolate. That's it. I'm done. No more chocolate. And so the day goes, and it gets to 3 o'clock, and you're getting that slump. Oh, geez, I could do with some chocolate right now. And damn it. Why do I set these tasks for myself? I just need something to get me over this hitch. Great idea. You know it always picks you up. You know it's just going to give you a little lift. How else do you think you're going to actually get through the rest of this afternoon? And seriously, I don't actually even know why you set these tasks for yourself. You know you've never managed to do it before. And you're sitting there in that frustrated feeling again going, yeah, why do I do this to myself? I'm constantly beating my head against a brick wall. But here she comes. So she comes in and says, you can do this. This is something that you really want. Remember what that dietitian Lisa said. She said, just keep on going. Remember what you want. Remember why you're doing this. Yeah, okay. Seriously. Lisa, the fun police, come on, she looks like she could do with a bit of chocolate herself. Seriously, what you need to do, eat this, get rid of it, then it won't be there to bother you tomorrow. And so that's what you do. So the idea is that in order to actually get something happening, it's kind of not quite as easy as we know what to do. There's all these competing things going on in our mind. So the idea is to amplify your angel. You've got to give her something really good to be talking about. Because if it's just kind of like, oh, go on, it's really what you want to do, it's not that compelling. Because the other guy, he's got a heck of good messages for you, hasn't he? It's like, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds easier. So amplifying your angel is the way to go. The last thing I'd like to leave you with is a couple of tips on what you can do. And it's interesting, I'm sort of breaking my own rules because what I know is that we kind of know what to do, but people love to be told. So in my business, what I do is I kind of work a little bit with, yeah, I'll tell you a little bit, but then I'll work a lot with that why you want to do this and how does it actually fit in with your everyday because you're busy. But here are my tips. Number one, you got to eat breakfast. You got to, no matter how busy you are. What I notice, every single person who's coming in struggling with weight at some time or another has been dieting, has been skipping meals, and has really messed up that whole metabolism. Breakfast really does start the day well. If you eat breakfast, you are more likely to achieve the recommended daily intake for all the vitamins and minerals you need in the day. The other thing breakfast does is it helps manage your hunger really well. If you eat breakfast, you're less likely to be grabbing the donuts and hoeing out on the high tea here, that sort of stuff. So it's, not to say you're not having any, but you know, you're more likely to overeat at that sort of day. So breakfast is actually a vital part of every day. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, but I've got to get the kids ready and I've got to be, I'm running off to work. Again, it's about what importance do you place on yourself. This is something that's really important as health. The next thing is lunch. A lot of business women, I get started, I get going, and I just don't want to stop. So they don't. So lunch is something that might happen at about 3 o'clock. And again, that really messes up that whole pattern. And I would encourage you guys, if you can take your lunch from home, that is going to be much, much better. Because there was quite a startling statistic that I heard once that said, if you eat out of home, it includes lunches, if you eat out of home more than once a week, it increases your chances of becoming overweight by 50%. So if you bring it from home, it's highly likely to be lower in calories and lower in fat. Anything that you buy out of the home mostly will be higher in calories, higher in salt, higher in saturated fat. So eating breakfast, eating lunch and taking the lunch to work or taking it to office or getting yourself organised in the morning is a really important thing to do. And the other thing that people sometimes are a little bit confused about with weight loss and maintenance and maintaining appetites is snacks. If you're hungry, and often people have that mid-afternoon slump, you choose a snack that is going to help satisfy your hunger and get you through the day. I often suggest to people, if they can tolerate dairy, a dairy-based snack, having a coffee, a milk coffee. Mid-afternoon, fills you up, hits the spot for the snack, hits the spot for the pick-me-up, and it gets your dairy in as well, and it's a good proportion of carbohydrates and protein to get you through the afternoon. Often I find myself encouraging people to put a snack in mid-afternoon because they're not getting home then starving hungry. You get in the door, you're starving, and so you have a little snack before dinner, and then you eat your dinner. So it's a much better way of managing your hunger levels if you put an afternoon snack in, particularly if you find that you're really, really starving when you get to the end of the day. So there are lots and lots of little things that you can do, but there's three for starters, 3. There's 3 for starters. There's 3 for starters that you can do tomorrow or even today when you get going, and make sure that you stop for lunch because it is something that's important. Make sure you make time for breakfast and that you think about being prepared enough to have a snack wherever you are. So, can I get a show of hands? How many people are interested in improving their health as a vital tool for business? Can you do me a favour? Put your arms out like this. Give the person a pat on the back of the shoulder and say, interested won't get you there. What you need to do is you need to be committed in order to get there. You need to commit to yourself in order to get there. If anybody in this audience is committed in order to get there and wants to take that a step further, on the table, at the front of the table here, or in between the flamingo's legs on the back row, or the very front tables on the front of the table, there is some pamphlets. Please, if you are ready to commit to your health, fill this in and come and see me. I've got a workshop at the end of June. It's for 3 hours, and I'll guarantee that you will get your headspace in the right direction for taking some action on your health. Don't fill it in if you're not committed, because there's not one for everybody. So if you're really keen and think, yep, I need to action something, I'm sick of doing things the same way, there is this format here. For those of you who are just wanting some more information on where is my stand? It's somewhere over the back there. You can see the big figure at the back there. If you are just interested in getting some information, I've got an ebook on how you can get it right from the beginning. Pop your business card in there. But I'd love to see you at the workshop if you're really committed to getting going. And today, if you do fill in the sheet, I'll give you a free copy of my book to take home with you today. So do come and see me at the back, and thanks very much for your time.